Hello, I'm Juliette Dragas. Welcome to the 13 Vault, where we dig through our archives and find stories from the past to give you an interesting snapshot from West Michigan's history. There are plenty of unique finds down in the basement, a video treasure trove for anyone who wants to take a trip through time. One of the first we dug up, a special made back in 2003 as the 13 Weatherball first lit up at its new home outside our station in Walker. Enjoy.
It's perched high above Grand Rapids.
A true bright spot in West Michigan history. The Weatherball is back, and it's got everybody singing.
From easy listening
It's the big old ball in the sky.
to country, from rap
Hey y'all, look at the Weatherball. Weatherball blue, cooler view.
to good old rock and roll.
This is the 13 Weatherball.
Welcome to Weatherball Bandstand. Thanks for joining us for this primetime special Weatherball Bandstand. I'm Lauren Stanton.
And I'm Dick Clark. No, really, I'm Lee Vandermeet. Always wanted to be Dick Clark. But before we get any further, we want to welcome our studio audience tonight. Joining us are many of the finalists from our Weatherball Song Contest.
That's right, and we'll talk more with them throughout this show.
Now, we've always had the Weatherball jingle, but soon after we really brought back the Weatherball, we decided that, do we need a Weatherball song? Well, we decided definitely we do. And this summer we made an appeal to our viewers. And what a response we got. Dozens and dozens of tapes and letters. It was difficult, but we narrowed our entries down to 13, of course. And again, we turned to our viewers. Now, after a month of online voting, we picked one winner whose song will be featured on a promotional spot for the 13 Weatherball.
Over the next hour, we'll count down the 13 finalists of our Weatherball Song Contest. And besides the hits, we'll also take a look at the just misses. So without further ado, let's count down West Michigan's favorite Weatherball songs. We're kicking off the countdown with a woman who spent more than 3 decades on the local music scene. Here is Sharon Parker, our keyboard queen.
Weatherball red, all ahead. Weatherball blue, color and view. Weatherball green, no change or scene. Colors looking bright, rain or snow inside. Hey, what's the weather tonight? Well, if you want to know the weather and get it right, watch the Weatherball on 13 tonight. Remember the colors, then you will see. Sing the Weatherball song with me. Weatherball red, warm ahead. Weatherball blue, color and view. Weatherball green, no change or scene. Colors blinking bright, rain or snow inside. Hey, what's the weather tonight?
And Sharon joins us now in our studio. And you've actually been in the music scene for a while now, and you were actually featured on WZZM 13 a few years ago. Is that right?
Back in the 60s.
Tell us about it.
It was called This Morning, and it was with the string-alongs, and we had basically like they do on ABC's morning show that they have, and we had people in and out of, maybe the circus came into town, whatever. We would have them on as interviews, and it was a lot of fun. We had a country music band, and I was part of that.
That sounds like fun. Tell us a little bit about your song, how you came up with the whole rhythm behind it.
I used one of the rhythms that was on my keyboard that just sort of fit in with the words that you had for your poem. And then I just wrote an additional one, and it just seemed to click, so I used that one.
It was very jazzy. Got my toes a-tapping. Thanks, Sharon. We're going to turn things over to Lee.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Now, our next song on the countdown comes from one of our northern viewers. He used the outdoors to sing his ode to the 13 Weatherball. At number 12, next year's sure camping hit, here's Paul Hardy with the Campfire Tune.
Weekend out, big man, having fun. I love this West Michigan life. Got my tent sleeping bag, cooler is in the trunk. Sleeping with the stars tonight. the beach, I'll be soaking up some sun. And Monday is nowhere in sight. Will these good times last, or will they come undone? I can just look to the sky. You know what I see? 13 with a ball red over ahead. 13 with a ball blue cooler in. 13 with a ball green, no change for scene. Colors blinking bright when there's snow inside. My weekend out, big friends for having fun. I love this West Michigan line. Got my tent and sleeping bag, cooler is in the trunk. Sleeping with the stars tonight. Tomorrow hit the beach, I'll be soaking up some sun. Monday is nowhere in sight. Will these good times last, or will they come undone? Just look to the sky. You know what I see? 13 with a ball red over ahead. 13 with a ball blue cooler in. 13 with a ball green, no change for scene. Colors blinking bright when there's snow inside. 13 with a ball red over ahead. 13 with a ball blue.
That was Paul Hardy, and it was so dark out there. Of course, it was a campfire. You sure it was you?
I'm positive.
Absolutely.
I remember it well.
Oh, you remember it well. All right. Now, how did you get the idea to do this and decide to sing at a campfire?
Well, I was at a friend's house, and we were playing guitar, and I had mentioned to them that I had wrote this song for the contest, and his neighbor said, "Hey, I have a camera. Let's record it." Okay, now's as good a time as any, so we did.
Now, did you inherently know the Weatherball poem, or did you have to learn that for this song?
I had to learn it.
You had to learn it. But now you know it, don't you?
I know it.
All right. Well, very good, Paul. We appreciate you being here tonight, and congratulations. Yes. Lauren?
And we'll continue counting down our Weatherball song finalist in a moment. But first, here's a look at one of the entries that just missed the cut.
Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view. 13 Weatherball green, no change for scene. Colors blinking bright, made us know inside. 13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead.
It's not easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves. When I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold, or something that's more colorful.
Yeah, Lee, it's not easy being green.
It definitely is not.
Certainly not. Welcome back, everyone, to Weatherball Bandstand.
Now, the 13 Weatherball returned to Grand Rapids this spring, and with such a long history in West Michigan, it's no wonder so many people were inspired to put their Weatherball memories to a song.
And our countdown continues in just a moment, but first, we want to take a step back and bring you the history of the Weatherball. The 13 Weatherball, it's a piece of West Michigan history, a beacon on the skyline for 20 years. In August of 1967, the Weatherball first lit up the sky from the top of the Michigan National Bank building in Grand Rapids. Through the years, people would look to the ball for the next day's forecast.
13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view.
Weatherball green, no change for scene. colors blinking bright, rain or snow in sight.
Many people had the job of changing the colors. George Arthur was one of them.
The controller that controlled the Weatherball's colors and the flashing. And it was just a little box, maybe 12 inches wide, and had switches on it, and then so you could make it green. And everybody knew the little jingle at the time, and about the Weatherball green and all that stuff. And so, but we had a little chart too, just to make sure that we would know which one to turn on.
Over time, strong winds and the weight of the ball put a structural strain on the building. So in 1987, the ball was taken down.
A proof of a bunch of pictures we shot on the days of removal.
First, the tubes were removed. Then the ball was taken apart and trucked to a scrapyard in Kalamazoo. Gone, but not forgotten. In 1999, WZZM 13 bought the pieces of the Weatherball and began looking for a new home for the once famous landmark. The search brought us here, to our own backyard. And last May, the young and young at heart watched as the Weatherball returned to the Grand Rapids skyline.
This spring, we added the 13 Weatherball garden so we could enjoy the Weatherball throughout the changing season.
Absolutely beautiful out there. Now, as Casey Kasem always says,
that's right.
Back to the countdown. Number 11 adds a little reggae spice to the Weatherball jingle. Teetering on the top 10, here's Carl London and Cletus Thomas with the reggae guitar duo.
The weather to get together, plant some flowers, do whatever. WZZM Statue Day, WZZM leads the way. You need the focus to plan your day. Go to work or out to play. WZZM Statue Day, WZZM leads the way. Put in Weatherball red, warmer ahead. Put in Weatherball blue, cooler in view. Put in Weatherball green, no change for scene. Colors blinking bright, rain or snow in sight. Say we need the weather to get together. Plant some flowers, do whatever. WZZM Statue Day, WZZM leads the way. You need the focus to plan your day. Go to work or out to play. WZZM Statue Day, WZZM leads the way. WZZM Statue Day, WZZM leads the way.
And joining us are Carl London and Cletus Thomas. And we understand the two of you got together during the holidays with family get-togethers.
Yes, that's correct. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas, we get our guitars out and we play till people make us quit. So they always want to play a game, and they'll give us about an hour before.
I understand the lady next to you was the one who inspired the song or wrote the song.
Yes, my sister Sharon, along with Cletus, wrote the song, and they invited me over to sing some harmony and add some guitar to it.
I love it. Cletus, tell me a little bit about this reggae background you got going on. It had me jamming.
Well, I grew up in the Caribbean, so era of Bob Marley and the Wailers. So from a kid, I play reggae music. You know, my brothers, they're all musicians, so pretty much I grew up with that reggae fever, you know.
I love the reggae fever. Cletus, thank you so much. It was a fantastic song. You guys did a great job. We're going to turn it over to Lee.
All right, thanks, Lauren. We're down to our top 10 Weatherball songs as voted online. Our next entry is from two ladies who don't usually sing together, but they saw our contest and they decided to pair up. We're glad they did. At number 10 is Sarah Q and Lucy Webster, our two gals and a guitar.
13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view. 13 Weatherball green, no change foreseen. Colors blink and bright, rain or snow in sight.
And thanks to Sarah and Lucy for joining us. And I understand that you guys actually have a couple of CDs out.
Yep, I have a debut
My debut CD, Songs to Make Your Other Dog Jealous, was a WYCE Best Folk CD for 2000.
Fantastic.
And Lucy has a couple CDs out.
And what was yours?
My first one was In My Opinion, and the second one is Keeping My Fingers Crossed.
And I asked if you guys knew the Indigo Girls because they're one of my favorite groups, and you guys sound so much like them. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's great. What a compliment.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have beautiful voices. It was just a fantastic song. Thanks for joining us. All right, Lee?
And Weatherball Bandstand is back in a moment. We'll continue counting down to West Michigan's top Weatherball song. But first, here's a look at another one of our runners-up.
Well, I got on myself more than dial 911. Hold on, UFO, that wasn't on the run. He asked for my location to tell me what to see. After I explained, this is what he said to me. 13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler
13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view. 13 Weatherball green, no change foreseen. Colors blinking bright.
And we're counting down the West Michigan's top Weatherball songs.
Now, when you think of an accordion, you usually don't think of good old rock and roll, do you? No, I don't think so. But number 9 on our countdown proves the accordion is cool. Here at number 9 is Fred Walker, an accordion man.
winter, spring, summer, fall. Just look up, check the ball for the weather. For the weather. For the weather. Instant weather. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Just look up, check the ball for the weather. For the weather. For the weather. Instant weather. 13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler views. 13 Weatherball green, no change to see. Colors blinking bright, rain or snow and winter, spring, summer, fall. Just look up, check the ball for the weather. For the weather. For the weather. Instant weather. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Just look up, check the ball for the weather. For the weather. For the weather. Instant weather.
I mean, come on, you hear the accordion, you have to dance, right?
Yeah, just look up and check the ball. I love
For the
that part. Well, we're sorry Fred couldn't be with us tonight.
But the next song on our countdown pairs up two men with a down-home style.
That's right, Ken Burzbach and Mark Dupree are our down-home dudes.
13 Weatherball. 13 Weatherball. Weatherball red, warmer ahead. Weatherball blue, cooler in view. Weatherball green, earth change foreseen. When the colors are blinking bright, rain or snow in sight. You can see it all on the Weatherball. 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 Winter, spring, summer, fall. Weatherball. On the Weatherball.
And we want to thank Ken and Mark for being here. And you're both friends. You work together. You guys both do a lot with music and studios and that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit why you got involved in this.
Well, I heard about it from television, and I talked Ken into doing it.
You talked to him. You were reluctant to doing it.
Not reluctant, but he had to push me along a little bit. But we got it done, and went very well.
Now we mentioned that you guys work in music a lot. One of you have your own studio, right?
I do.
You do, and so this is probably the highlight of your career, I would imagine.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Well, you guys did great. We appreciate it. When you'll probably take off, your career will just skyrocket from here. No question about it. Thanks, guys. Lauren?
Well, the next singer on our countdown says he fell in love with songwriting while in college, and he'd someday like to play in front of a large audience. Well, we think he shows promise. At number 7 is Bruce Bennett, and Weatherball says.
Today, hey, what does the channel 13 Weatherball say? 13 Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view. 13 Weatherball green, no change foreseen. Colors blanket bright, rain or snow, inside 13 Weatherball.
All right. Thank you very much, Bruce. And he joins us now in the studio. Now, you're a teacher, so why did you do this?
Well, I love to write songs, sometimes even write little kids' songs, and so I thought, well, maybe I could get a good song that the kids could sing along to on the way to school.
Oh.
So I always think of the kids, and I love to songwrite, too.
All right, so you teach, what grade do you teach right now?
I teach at Hall School in Grand Rapids. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade in the Media Center.
Okay, so now do they sing this song for you? Have they seen you on TV?
I showed them. I told them all about it.
So you're a star to them now, right? Absolutely. Well,
maybe.
All right. Thank you very much, Bruce. I'm sure that you are. Lauren?
Well, our 13 song countdown continues, and the competition is really heating up. Here's a look at one of the songs still to come.
Weatherball red, warmer ahead. 13 Weatherball blue, cooler in view. 13 Weatherball green, no change for scene. Colors blinking bright, rain or snow inside.